Alright, what's up? So you're watching this video wondering what it takes to make it to college level, pro level, high school team as an undersized guard, as somebody who's 5'7", 5'7 and a half, 5'8 on a good day, whatever you want to call it. I'm not the typical height for, let's say, a basketball player. Anytime I tell somebody, that I play sports, they always assume it's either football, soccer. Basketball is rarely the first guess, and we all know why. For the most part, people believe that basketball is supposed to be played for taller people. People that are taller are supposed to play the sport of basketball. That's just how it is. That's the mindset that's been framed on me since I was young. And for me, being as stubborn as I am, I never succumbed to that, or I never adapted that mindset, And a lot of people always ask me like how did you build so much confidence, like when you're so short out there. As being honest as I can, as being as transparent as I can, I never really felt like I was small, if that makes sense. Like being out there, like being on that court, when you step between those lines, I never saw height as an advantage. Never. I always thought that, being shorter, being smaller, I had more heart, more of a dog inside of me than the next man. More of a chip on my shoulder, more of a determination to prove that I do belong out there. So getting into that, that's kind of just, telling you right there, that I never saw my height as a disadvantage, and I never looked at it as something that was doing me injustice. God didn't bless me with that, but He blessed me with so much more, and that goes into what I'm gonna get into in this video, that you have the tools, everything that you need, setting out your dreams, setting out your goals, your things that you want to accomplish in life. You have it within inside of you already. It's already there. You just have to unlock it. And what I mean by unlocking it is, it takes hours and hours of working on your craft. It takes hours and hours of really believing in yourself that you can do it, because the only person that's driving that car right now is you. Nobody else is going to drive that car for you. You can't be in the passenger seat. So not everybody's going to see your dream. Not everybody's going to be able to understand, however you want to say it, what you're trying to achieve within your life. You're the only one who's in control of your life. And as somebody who's 24 years old now, I've been through enough experiences that I feel like I'll be able to steer you in the right direction. And this is all me just giving you my experiences and my journey, because we are all on different paths, we are all on different journeys. Some of my experiences may help you, some of them may not, but since we're all on our own journeys, you can't just take everything that I've done in my life and expect it to work for you. I can give you advice or experiences that have helped me in my life, and you may be able to use those experiences. That's why I like reading books, because reading books is other people's experiences, and it may save you some time when you've reached that point in your life that, oh, I read so-and-so did this in a book. He did this experience, and this is how he went and how he handled it, or how he wished he would have handled it, or how she wished she would have handled it, whatever. And that helps you save time in your life, because you're more well prepared going into battle. And life is a battle. I like using war language, because every day, you're in that battlefield. Every day is not promised. I understand that as well. Life is a struggle, but it's all about how you look at it. A struggle doesn't have to be bad. A struggle can be good, great. Trust in the process. All right, so getting directly into it, we'll start with my childhood. And this also, in this video, I'll probably giving you a better in-depth view of who I am as a person. You still won't fully know me, because this is me talking to a video, talking to a camera right now. It's not a being around me every day or growing up with me. It's not the same. So this is me giving you kind of a timeline of starting from childhood to where I am now, and hopefully you get a better understanding of who I am as a person. And if you're able to resonate with that, some of my experiences may really help you in your journeys. All right, starting with my childhood, I was really shy, man. I struggled having conversations with people. That may seem weird because how I'm able to talk and do interviews and all that stuff now. That was all a process as well. But man, growing up, I really struggled having conversations with other people outside of my family. My family knew the real me, and I was a goofball inside the house, man. But you know, in the outside world, man, I was really so like just shy, just like scared to talk. Like, we'll use the word scared. I was scared to talk to people. I was scared to say the wrong things. Rarely did I ever initiate a friendship. Most of my friends came from playing basketball. You know, I was just scared to talk to people, man. Just scared to open up. So it was really just, you know, me and my brother before my sister. She later came, but it started off just me and my brother. Our father and mother both kind of initiated the process of getting into basketball. My mother had signed us up for community rec league for younger kids, and that's where it first started. Starting off with basketball, I had no skill whatsoever, but my first nickname, my parents actually gave it to me, was No Fear. And although that's not like really of a nickname, it really resembled who I was as a person, because on the basketball court, I had no fear. Off the court, as I was saying earlier, I was scared to talk. I was scared to communicate. But on the court, I had no fear. And meaning what that meant was I had no skill set, but I was still out there like gunning. Still, like, you feel me, trying to get to a bucket. I've always been a scorer from day one. And I've always been super fast. So I started off running track, but then I ended up getting into basketball. Once my father had seen that I had a passion, and you know, I had heart out there. That was another thing. Like, I had heart. I wasn't gonna back down from anybody. I've always been the smallest on the court. That's never changed. I've always been the smallest, no matter where I go. And once my father saw that I had the passion and the will to want to get better, the will to, you know, keep improving, we spent countless hours outside. So we had a driveway, not too big of a driveway, but we had a driveway where me and my father and my brother, we set up the basketball court outside. And he was hard on me, man. He was super hard on me. Really, I wouldn't say forced, but there were days where I didn't want to work out. I didn't want to. Like, I wanted to be a kid. I wanted to play video games. I didn't want to go outside. He would make it so that I felt bad for not wanting to work out. Like, and man, do I thank him for that today, because without somebody like pushing me into that direction, who knows where I would be today. I probably wouldn't, you know, have that same discipline, that same drive to want to be successful in what I do. And I'm super thankful for that today. But he was super hard on me, man. Super hard to the point where at the time, as a kid, all I saw was like a coach. I didn't, like, yes, he was my father, but when it came to like the basketball training, it was tough love, man. It was super tough love. Like, in games, man, like, he'd be yelling, but only to the point where I could hear him though. Like, he'd sit by himself, so only that I could hear him in the games, right? And I would look over at him, and he'd do this thing where he would have like his hand here, and he'd be sick. Like, he'd just be mad. Like, if I wasn't doing something right, man, if I was just out there, you know, making mistakes. But looking back at it, it really pushed me and drive me to want to get better each and every time. And it started to get to a point where, you know, if I had a great game, he would always point out there was one or two things that I didn't do. it got me into this mindset that even though it was a great game, it still wasn't enough. My biggest thing was I wanted to satisfy him at the time. You know, as a kid, that's what you want to do. You want to satisfy your parents. And, you know, that was kind of like going back and forth, and it really helped me develop in my career. And looking back, he did that on purpose, and it really, you know, drove me to want to be, you know, crazy about success. Like I wanted to, you know, have so much success, and I wanted to be great. I wanted to be in the NBA, man. I wanted to, and I always used to tell him that, and you know, he saw that, and he did the best that he could to push me there. And one thing he always told me was, it's not the tone. Listen to the message, not the tone. And what he meant by that was, he may not have always broke things down in the nicest manner, but what he said was always real. He always kept it real. And I used to run to my mom because she was super nice. And I was like, man, Dad, he always hard on me, man. Like, no matter what I do, like, it's never enough. Not knowing that he was setting me up for my life. Like, he was setting me up for my discipline in life. Understanding that no matter how good it is, it could always be better. Just that constant awareness of improvement, because being satisfied in life will get you killed. And, you know, that's as real as I can get right now. So I start getting better and better, you know, each year. Get to the point where it's middle school and it's time to make a decision for high school, whether I wanted to stay at the middle school that I was at or kind of get closer to home. So I was at Bullis Middle School, which is a very good school. I kind of wanted to stay because of just how nice, you know, everybody was, and basketball was good there too. The WCAC, for those that are from the DMV area, they know that the WCAC is probably it is the best conference in that area. Me being that competitor that I am, I've always been, you know, super competitive. I didn't want anybody to be like, all right, well, he can't do that in the WCAC. That was the main goal. So that was like the main reason. That was the main reason, like, well, yeah, I mean, he's doing that, but he's at Bullis. He's not doing that in the WCAC. I did not want to hear that. Like, that would have, like, really drove me crazy if I heard that. So I told my parents, like, look, I want to be in the WCAC. Like, I'm not ducking no smoke. Like, I'm not ducking no competition. If that's where the best players are, that's where I'm going. And right there, you can see, like, that was my mindset, you know, as a kid, as a 14-year-old kid, 15, about to be 15 going into my freshman year. You know, that was my mindset. I wanted to be where the best players were so I could prove myself, like, no, I'm still that. I'm still him. So I ended up choosing Gonzaga College High School, Purple Eagles, and going into my freshman year, I didn't have any expectations. I really thought that I was going to be on JV. Like, I thought I was going to be on JV, right? So we get to summertime, they're having open runs, right? I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I started where the JV runs were. Oh, no, I'm sorry. So there was summer league. There's summer league, right? I started off in the JV games for summer league. I'm killing those games. Like, it's clear that he needs to be on, like, varsity. So I ended up getting a call to play in the varsity summer league game a little bit later, and I ended up doing well in those too. So it gets to tryout times for the school, right? Getting around tryout time, I'm still thinking that I'm gonna be on JV for this first year, just because it's pretty rare, especially in the WCAC. It's pretty rare that, you know, freshmen ended up making it on varsity. So that's my mindset. I'm still going in there to work hard, to show that, you know, I give a lot of effort and I play hard. But my mindset is, okay, like, I'm gonna go do what I do, but I'll probably be on JV this year. And I was cool with that. I was completely fine with that. Coach is like, yo, like, over here, and it's the varsity side. So we're doing the runs, and, you know, I'm still playing well. I'm still comfortable out there. So long story short, I ended up making varsity my freshman year, And how the cards played out is Bryant Crawford, who was the primary point guard ahead of me, he ended up getting hurt my freshman year, that first year. So I got a chance to step up early. In my first game against O'Connell, I ended up having 19 points. 19 points in the first game, and which also should have had a game winner in that game as well, but they waved it off. I'll try to put that clip in here too, but should have been a game winner too. Probably one of my most memorable games of my basketball career. But ended up having a really good freshman year. You know, put up some solid numbers. I've always been able to score the ball, so Coach Turner just let me go, man. He let me be who I was. Really just be free out there. So sophomore year comes around, Brian is back, and I'm in the starting lineup. Oh, I forgot to say that. Yeah, I ended up starting, half the season for my freshman year. For the most part, I was starting as a freshman as well. Sophomore year, I'm starting. We had a nice squad, and we ended up winning the WCAC championship that year. The next step for me was I wanted to be ranked. I wasn't in the top 100, and for some reason, I just felt like I should be ranked. I never really let it get to me too much, but I ended up getting ranked at the end of the year. Going into that summer, I was ranked, and I just kept climbing. So I ended up committing to Miami early my junior year, right around before the season started. So early my junior year, I commit to Miami. It was very early, really early. I really didn't even take my visits. Not sure why, but I knew Miami is where I wanted to go. I wanted to be the next Shane Larkin. That's how I was. I just wanted to be the next Shane Larkin. And I knew that Miami's offense and all the ball screens and pretty much everything surrounding that system was going to be beneficial towards me. Junior year, we have an up and down year. We ended up not doing too well. But senior year came around, we kind of reloaded, had a new squad. Not a new squad, but we added some pieces, and we ended up winning the championship that year. All right, so now it's freshman year at Miami. This is the I won't say that. This is probably the second time that I had questions of if I could do the same thing that I have been doing previously in my career, and that's being who I was and being a standout. Going into my freshman year in high school was probably the first time. I was telling you earlier how I thought I was going to be on JV. That was the first time I really questioned my abilities. But this is the first real time I'm like, all right, like can I still do this? Because it's in the air, right? Nobody ever directly told me that he won't be able to do what he does in college. He's gonna have to change his game. He's gonna have to be more of a distributor, a pass first guard, right? So this is the first time I'm really questioning myself, all right, you hear the noise, can you still do it? The season starts off a little rocky. It starts off, I don't know. And practice and stuff, it started off the same way. First couple practices, I'm struggling bad. Just rushing. Just not feeling like myself, not feeling super in control of what's going on, and just rushing. And when you rush, things tend to get out of hand. So the season starts off a little rocky. I ended up finding a little rhythm though, and then we get into Florida State at home, which is probably the most memorable game that I can remember in my career. 19 off the bench and pretty much played, the whole second half. And, it was just a fun game. It was a rival game, so the Wasco Center was packed. And that was pretty much my, okay, you can do this. That was pretty much my, all right, you can do this, bro. Nothing's changed. You're still that same guy. No matter what level you go to, you still got that. You still got it. You just got to have the confidence. And that was the first kind of lesson for me, No matter where you go, if you don't have confidence in yourself, you won't produce and excel like you want to. Obviously, career at Miami was solid. We didn't win though, and wherever I played at, I've been a winner. Whether that was middle school, high school, 2 championships in high school, or if you count like other championships, I had like four or 5 championships. College, nothing. Besides this past year with Arkansas, Elite 8 in the tournament. But at Miami, man, we just dealt with so many injuries. My freshman year, we was stacked. Bruce Brown ended up getting hurt. I came in with Lonnie Walker, Dane Gack, Sam Wardenberg. That was my class. Jaquan Newton, Anthony, I call him Ant, but Anthony Lawrence, Dewan Hernandez, Buka, DJ Vasiljevic. Trying to think, I'm not missing nobody that first year, right? Anyways, man, we was super stacked. That first year. Bruce ended up getting hurt. We make it to the tournament, but we lose in the first round. Loyola Chicago on a buzzer beater. That was when the whole Sister Jean thing was going on too. So it's crazy. I actually saw her in warm-ups. I didn't know anything about her. I just saw her in warm-ups, and I had gotten a weird feeling going into the game. And I had a solid game as well, but they were just well-oiled machine, man. They ran their stuff, and it was tough to stop. It was tough to defend. Yeah, so sophomore year, that's the year we're dealing with the FBI investigations to start the season. From there, it's kind of downhill. Dewan can't play. He doesn't end up playing. So junior year, that's the year where we have 6 scholarship players. And we're in every game until the last 4 minutes. We just run out of gas every game. So the years, although individual success, I had solid years, but it still wasn't what I wanted because I always wanted to be a winner. Like, I always wanted to win. And, you know, we just weren't doing that. Senior year comes around. I worked the hardest I've ever worked in the summertime. I stayed in Miami during the summer because I really wanted to get in shape and really wanted to be a leader that last year. I really wanted to, go out with a bang. 2 games into the season, I ended up really messing my ankle up pretty bad, to the point where I don't play the rest of the season. And it was tough because as much as I wanted to get back out there, it just wasn't ready. Like, no matter what I did, my ankle just wasn't ready. And to the point where my Achilles was almost, ready to give, just because I was trying to force it, and my ankle, it just wasn't ready. And it was tough because it was a lot of speculation going on as to why I wasn't playing, and I really was never the type to go out and kind of disclose what's going on behind the scenes. So a lot of speculation was just up in the air as to why I wasn't playing, and it really hurt me because a lot of it was he doesn't want to play, he's ready to move on, which is crazy to me because I had given so much to the university for the last 3.5 years. And it was tough, man. It was definitely tough because I wanted to be out there, and I felt like that was a squad that was going to do it. We had so much talent. We had young guys that came in. We had some transfers that came in. And I really felt like that was the year we could do it. But the cards just didn't play itself out that way, man. It just didn't play itself out that way. So I ended up transferring out of Miami to Arkansas. So keep in mind, I'm coming off pretty much a year of not playing. not playing basketball. So get to Arkansas, and it's a culture change. A lot of things that I was comfortable with have changed. So, and honestly, being uncomfortable is a way to grow. But growing pains are not always easy, and it's not always, the most happiest of times. So Arkansas was tough because it was just a lot going on, man. I was in a place where I was trying to prove myself again, prove to myself as well that I'm still that guy. And it was tough because I understood, that we had a lot of talent, and I wanted to be like a piece, a piece that was added, to a really talented group. But I wasn't myself. I wasn't confident in myself. I lacked confidence from the beginning. I had a couple games where I felt like myself again, but wasn't really able to sustain it. And it still was a great year, man. I still learned a lot. Arkansas was really, a special place. I really thank, the people and the fans there for, really welcoming me in and, making me feel at home. But it wasn't easy, man. It was definitely, tough for me to find that rhythm, to really feel like myself and gain confidence in myself again. So I ended up really not playing like super much, down the stretch of the season, which I understood, man. I really wasn't producing like I know I could, and so yeah, that happened. But now where I am today is, I'm just grateful, man. Like, I'm grateful for all of it. Like, every little step that I've just, talked to you about in this mini little timeline, it's really made me to who I am as a person today. Just the fact that a lot of the people that I grew up with playing basketball, they're hanging the shoes up now. Like, they're just moving on into different lives, parts of their lives, man. And the fact that I'm still here, I'm in a different country playing basketball, man, it's really amazing to me. It's really special to me. And all I want to do now is just continue to grow as a man, continue to grow as a basketball player, and continue to embrace this journey, and be grateful for every little stepping stone, and grateful for every little experience that I do get, because as much as I don't want to say this, the days are numbered. We never know how long we are on this earth. So I'm making the most of where I'm at, man. I'm in Horsens, Denmark. It's a beautiful, beautiful city, beautiful country. People here are super nice, man. So what I can say is, you gotta embrace every little step of your journey. It's all there. It's all meant to make you a better person, a stronger person, and your perception of what's going on in your life is the biggest thing, man. You gotta be able to see the positive in situations that are not positive. You gotta be able to have this, and it's a skill. You gotta be able to have the skill set to flip a negative situation, a negative experience into, okay, I needed that. Like, I needed that to get to where I want to get to. Because if you can do that, you'll be so far ahead in life that nothing will be able to slow you down. Nothing. And it took me going through 2 years of turmoil, of like DMs from people that's mad that I'm not playing, DMs from people that are expecting me to play way better. Me not depressed. Like, I won't say depressed, but if I was to explain it to a therapist, they'd probably be like, oh yeah, those are signs of depression. But I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I wasn't myself. I didn't feel like I was being myself. I didn't play like myself, and I didn't necessarily know why. Not knowing that it's all a process. It's all a process to make me stronger as an individual. Stronger in here, stronger up here, stronger in my physical form. I understand how to really work now. I understand that each day is a new day. Each day is a day in its own. Each day is a day in its own, meaning that you let go of what happened yesterday. You give room for what's about to come today. There's a new opportunity each day, and you got to be able to take that opportunity and make the most of it. And every day is not going to have sunshine. But without rain, nothing grows. The plants outside don't grow. Rainy days are needed to make you into the person that you want to become. And right now, I'm focused on becoming that person. Sorry. Right now, I'm focused on becoming that person that I want to be. I'm not there yet. I'm not even close to there yet. But I do feel myself taking steps. And that's all that matters. You never know how close you are. So before you give up on yourself, before you listen to others and let them put their mindset, their thoughts and beliefs on how life should be lived, when you let that get applied to your life, you gotta take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, what do you really want? Ask yourself, what do you really want out of this life? Ask yourself, what do you want to do? What do you want to become? What type of person do you want to be? What type of man do you want to be? And if you can answer those questions truthfully, faithfully, and you can see the vision of yourself becoming that person, you've already accomplished step one. The next step is walking on that road. Walking on that road and becoming that person. And it's not going to be easy. It's probably going to be really difficult, especially if you have high aspirations for yourself. Growing up, my mom always told me the sky was the limit. And I still believe in that. You know, I still feel like I have so much potential, so much in the tank that, you know, I'm willing to prove to myself. You know, this isn't about social media. This isn't about, you know, whatever you want to say, man. This is about becoming who I set out to, becoming who I said that I could set out to be. Becoming who I said I could set out to be, man. And looking back, man, it's been a real special life. I've been blessed to meet so many people, blessed to have so many experiences just because of this, man. Just because of this right here. So if you're watching this, man, if you watch this whole video, man, just know that I believe in you. Just as so many people, you know, told me growing up that they believe in me. And, you know, I just want you guys to know that I read the DMs, man. And like I've said before, I gave an appreciation post before, but you guys really don't know how much, you know, you helped me on my journey by telling me that you look up to me, telling me that, you know, I inspire you. Because that's all that's really my main goal, is to inspire others to do what they want to do, no matter what others say they can't do. And I knew the odds were stacked against me. I always knew that the odds were stacked against me, but I knew that I had all the tools inside of me. I felt it. I've always felt it. I know that I have the tools inside of me to do what I want to do, to accomplish what I set out to accomplish. And, you know, I'm excited to, you know, get all of this content out there and to kind of, you know, take you guys with me on this journey of doing that, man. So I hope I get to show you guys, and I hope, you know, if you started off watching this video, man, we just getting started. And maybe you'll look back in a few years from now and it'll be like he really did what he said he was going to do. So hopefully this helps, man. I love all you guys, man. Be easy on yourself. Understand that you're learning, you're experiencing, and you're getting better every day. All right, man. Y'all be easy.